the fact that they are not supporting what we are doing. Every Biafran is recognized by Biafra government. Government is a government. We are not organization. We are not IPOB that you say you don't register. You are not a registered member. No, that is the difference. So when those people were killed in Aba, we made sure that the Nigerian government that killed them pay for it. And today, believe me, they have paid more than that expected. So the government of Biafra is living up to its responsibility. And we have also made sure that those of our people who think that the government is just a shambolic one, in their various communities, there has been peace and tranquility, while other people in Nigeria are facing extinction, including displacement, going to IDP camp, killing them, abducting school children, killing women, and all that. They are all happening all over Nigeria. It is only in Biafra territory that that is not happening. And I'm telling you, any day they try and abduct anybody in mass in Biafra land, believe me, I will not say what we're going to do, but we know where to hold them. The time has come that you must be speaking very bold. Do not be scared of your enemy. The invasion of Biafra land must stop. The terrorist checkpoint in Biafra land must be disbanded. Let me tell you, it is something that is going to take time. We're not saying that it must end in one day or in 1 week. It is something that is going to take time. We are fighting a terrorist government that has billions of dollars. And so far, so good. Systematically, as you can see, we are defeating them. And the defeat will continue. So, my fellow Biafran, the 2nd of December declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra is very sacrosanct. We maintain it is very, very sacrosanct. The ongoing self-referendum is very important, that you stick and make sure that your people in your villages, in your town, participate in the voting. We need as many number of votes as possible in order to legitimize or to validate the actions of the government. We must get a reasonable number of votes, and we'll have time. Those states that are yet to receive their tablet, especially the electoral officials, you are going to receive your tablet very, very soon. So, but for now, it is very imperative that the media team of the Biafra Republic government in exile and every lovers of Biafra government in exile and those who are individually broadcasting on their own must channel their energy to the voting for self-referendum. Very, very important. We need to get as many votes as possible before October this year. The first phase of this voting is going to end next month, which is May. After that, we'll go to the second voting, and then we'll go to the third voting, to the third phase. So it is very, very important. This is what is going to define a lot of things that will happen this year. For those who do not understand how the Biafra independence and liberation is going to happen, of course, I'll always explain this. On the 2nd of December, 2024, when we have gathered enough vote and see that Biafra people have given their consent to the government, we will declare the restoration of independent state of Biafra. And we are going to intensify the defense of our land. We are also going to intensify the delegitimization of the Nigerian state within Biafra. In addition to that, we will intensify our diplomatic fight to see the recognition of Biafra. Like you hear our Director General of Foreign Affairs Ministry talked about Belgium. It is the same everywhere. Biafra is the only country that actually have enjoyed recognition. No other country has been recognized during the declaration of independence. It is only Biafra that we recognize. And the people do not understand the importance of these recognitions. The past leaders of the Biafra movement have done very well, but nobody has been able to break the jinx to benefit what this recognition has to offer. The Biafra government is doing everything to make sure that the recognition of Biafra is restored. We are also filing application in the next 10 days. We are filing application to many authorities that you are going to hear from the media announcement. This application has to do with the recognition of Biafra. And also, we will make sure that at the international stage, Biafra become a topic. Biafra is not going to be a topic by carrying flag and running around in the street. Biafra can never be a topic by coming on social media and shouting Simon Ekpa is a criminal. Biafra can never be a topic by calling Ike Kweremadu Onyoshi. Biafra can never be a topic by claiming that or shouting that Tinubu is a drug pusher. No, we have done all those. Everybody knows Tinubu is a drug pusher. Everybody knows Tinubu is a criminal. But that is not the reason to fight for Biafra. The reason to fight for Biafra has to do with the fight to preserve yourself, the fight to preserve your life, the fight to make sure that your culture, your way of life is preserved, and of course, the people as Biafra nation as a large. The fight to live, the fight to life, that is the reason for Biafra. The reason for Biafra is not because Nigeria is corrupt. No. The reason for Biafra is because Nigeria is not a country. The reason for fighting for Biafra is because when Nigeria was created, the people of Biafra did not consent to Nigeria. The reason for fighting for Biafra is because the original plan of Nigeria has changed without you knowing it. The reason for Biafra exit today is because while Nigeria was recognized as a secular state, today it is no longer a secular state. It has changed from the backyard to Islamic State. That is the reason, without your consent. The reason for Nigeria to break away, to break into how many pieces but Biafra own is that we are only interested in our own nation and our own people. And let me tell you the fact. The old Eastern Nigeria that fought Biafra war remain Biafra people. Those who say they are not Biafra, the referendum is going on. You may decide not to. You may decide to say no to the referendum. And when the result comes, we are going to check you. But for now, Biafra remain 40 United States of Biafra. And the old Eastern region is the Biafra. And those who will tell you that Igbo 5 states should go, you know, these are the issues that I really don't want to talk about because it does not make sense. Igbo does not have 5 states. If you talk about Igbo, there are Igbo in Benue State, there are Igbos in Kogi State, and so if they are telling you Igbos, what is going to happen to the Igbo in Benue State? What is going to happen to the Igbos in River State? And let me tell you, these are just, when we talk about Igbo, we talk about those speaking Igbo. There are Igbos that doesn't speak Igbo. These are the ones you find in Ijo, Efik, Urobo. These are Igbos that doesn't speak Igbo language. What do you do to them? Anyway, my people in Belgium, you have a very important role to play in this struggle or not in the liberation of Biafra. Our achievement speaks for itself. I will not sit here and start listening the achievement of the Biafra government in exile. Our own is that we've made sure that the legality of the government in exile has been proven beyond every reasonable doubt in accordance with international law. Our own job now is to continue to push for the recognition of this government, including the de facto government in the homeland. The structure of the government has met the 1933 Montevideo Convention of a state. And now that this particular formation of the government and structure has been achieved, we now focus on the delegitimization of Nigeria. Cover Nigeria Igwe as much as possible. That is all. You have to prove to the international community how serious you are. And of course, the next is to the UN. we will hit them very hard with evidence. So for peace to return to the entire West Africa, Biafra must be free. The continual subjugation of Biafra, the continual forceful union in Nigeria will never restore peace in the West Africa. And this particular peace will go beyond West Africa up to the entire Africa and Sahel. Because the exit of Biafra will also end the upsurge of terrorists within the Sahel region. The interests that the terrorists have, that is the reason they are invading Nigeria today, many of the majority percent of this interest lies in the Biafra soil. And so the exit of Biafra will end the entire terrorist plan in Africa. And everybody must understand this. So when we fight for our freedom, we are not just fighting for the freedom of Biafra alone. We are fighting for the mankind. We are fighting for the preservation of the human life within the Sahel region. So any nation, any government that is very responsible must support Biafra. But like everybody knows, we are not bothered whether a government recognizes Biafra government or not. We know that we must continue to do that which is right according to international law until they are forced to recognize Biafra. Because the time is coming when you can't hide away from what we are doing. The time is coming when this government, who have refused to comment on the activities and the status of Biafra, will be forced to comment. And though the time is coming when the United Nations, who have remained mute and don't, the spirit of I don't care, will be forced to comment on Biafra. And that will determine, that comment will come as a result of our determination, our resilience, and what we have to do to delegitimize Nigeria state within Biafra land. And that's where we are going today. The economic sanction strangulation continues. So Belgian people, I want you to understand that for us to, go deeper into the affair of the Biafra Republic government in exile is something that takes a lot of time. We are now going to start the awareness like never before, making sure that our people will listen to the voice of Biafra radio from the satellite, and our people will listen to the voice of Biafra television, satellite TV in Biafra land, and that is already happening. We are live on satellite on TV, live on satellite on radio, and we are still spreading. Now we have ordered that the entire coastal state, the state from the coastal region, will have, first of all, will have this radio, the FM 97.5 FM from the satellite spread across the state before we talk of the hinterland. Because in the hinterland, the entire Biafrans are aware of what is going on. So our satellite is focused on the coastal side. And from this week, we are into one of the hinterland state will test run the satellite radio from the Biafra Republic government in exile and the Biafra de facto government. So please, if you are one of those who are an officer for the voting for the referendum, please, you have to beef up your activities. We need as many votes as possible before October. This is very, very important. We need as many votes as possible. So I want to thank you for supporting this government up to this point, and our activities in defending Biafra land will continue. That is not going back. From here, I thank you very much. Airborne to the Biafra Republic, airborne to the Biafra Liberation Army, airborne to the Biafra Defense Forces.
All right, wonderful people. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back-to-back updates and information as see the hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to all your notification buttons so that whenever our news drop, you could be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper. I see the hot. I say good morning to you, to all of us of freedom all over the world. Shout out to all our subscribers. Shout out to all the people where they follow us. Shout out to our back-to-back listeners where they follow us 21, 22 everywhere where we are. I say shout out to all the ladies where they follow. Shout out to Umada. Shout out to Nde Omonna. I say good morning to you. It's another week, a week of prosperity, a week of blessing, a week of success. I say this week, whatever be the desire of your heart, you know, go pass by you, you yourself, you go get on like that as it dey hungry you. I said the thing will go chop you, no go come, but now the one where you go chop, now you go they steadily come. Make we go down to the information where we say it dey happen for land of the indigenous people of Biafra as ohanezendigbo. They say ohanezendigbo not factionalized iwu anyanwụ. Some people are believing that ohanezendigbo are factionalized, but the president of ohanezendigbo, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, wey dey hail for Imo State, don't come to open up on that particular matter and some things wey be say e concern the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Ndị be anyị si ọnụnụ be nwanne ya agba n'ọsọ. Let's go down to the full detail of the information. President General of Ohanezendigbo Emmanuel Iwanyanwu has declared that the Apex Socio-Cultural Igbo organization is not factionalized. Briefing journalists on the programs of the group in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, yesterday emphasized that he was unanimously elected as the President General of Ohanezendigbo in the 2023, in Enugu, stating that those claiming to be President General and Secretary of the body are embarking on economic adventure. It is funny, there is nothing like faction in Ohanezendigbo. Myself, Emmanuel Chukwuemeka Iwanyanwu, I am the President General unanimously elected by all the people. The first time everybody voted for one person, that's me. Now, there are some people who make money by this faction. These people go to enemies of Ndigbo to collect money, to write things against the people to make money. This is a criminal matter. These people didn't contest election, nobody elected them. For example, somebody said he is the Secretary General. The right Secretary General, Ambassador Oke Uche, is here with me. He is a very renowned diplomat. There is no media organization that does not know that Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu is the President General of Ohanezendigbo. I want to say that these people who are economic adventurers, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu noted the denial of some Igbo-speaking areas being of Igbo race, stating that Ohanezendigbo would always defend its people no matter where they live. He said Ohanezendigbo has focused on how to make Igbo land an industrialized area. I have seen that we have tried to be given the opportunity to rule this Nigeria. Even when it was zoned to us, we didn't get it. I have told Igbo people, now, let us use our intellect to develop Igbo land. My mission today is in the next 2 years, is to change Igbo land, to make sure Igbo land is highly industrialized, to make sure we that have employment for people, to make sure we don't want to blame government again. Let us not waste time because we know there are some places we are hated. And let me tell you, part of the problem we have in Rivers State is just that some of the detractors want to tell them that they are not Igbos. Anybody who tells you that your father is not your father or your mother is not your mother, is he your friend? The truth about it is, I am facing that issue now. I want to industrialize Igbo land. I want to create jobs. Before I will continue on that matter, that particular matter, you know one thing about this particular channel is that we go back down to the root of history to be able to find out things where we say they happen for Bodo. As Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu will be the President General of Ohanezendigbo, they talk them. But I want to go back to the history 1967 to 1970 when Ojukwu declared the Eastern region and called it Biafra Nation, the Fight of Biafra. When the declaration was done, Victor Bancho and the rest of them and other teams who are from that south side who betrayed Ojukwu at the broadcast in Asaba. Still remember how Igbo who were living in Port Harcourt. And after the 3 years civil war, went back to occupy their property, and it happens that the people in that southern part, the rivers, have occupied those properties and denied them from Igbo, who were the original owner of this property. And also remember that immediately after the end of the 1967 to 1970 civil war, when Gowon was the head of state, he declared no victor, no vanquish. And that was when the 3DR was introduced. They introduced rehabilitation, they introduced restructuring, they introduced, I think, rebuilding or something like that. And this 3DR has been implemented in other regions, but has not been implemented in the southeast, in Igbo land, where this particular war took place. Because the 1967 to 1970 civil war was not in any other ground, but in the ground of Alibo, taken from Nsukka down to when they say that outside Bataloka, the market of Onitsha, Ogbete main market, Ogbete market, main market, Onitsha market, Umuahia, Abia, Imo State, all these places were conquered by the then military led by the government of Gowon. And when the war stopped, they said no victor, no vanquish. And no victor, no vanquish means that wherever you have a property, that property still belongs to you, because in the battle, there was nobody is a victor and nobody is a vanquish. That's the full meaning of that statement. But the Igbo people who lived in the Port Harcourt side, who had properties, were not able to get their properties back. Those who have acquired new properties there now are those who bought it maybe after that civil war. And many of these people were giving back £20 to start up a new life, no matter how much you have in the account of Nigerian government. Then, now, what is bringing me to this point is that Nnanyi Chief Emmanuel Iwayanwo, I'm not against the map that he is drawing, but the thing is going back to history. Maka ndị ba anyị na onye doko ome gịnị ka o dokodo. Maka na asị na onye na-amala ebe mmiri bido wee mabịa, na ya bụ onye a na-amakwa n'ebe nya bụ mmiri nọ wee kwụsị. Meanwhile, another thing I want to look out. Remember that somebody, Isi Guzoro, has been presenting himself as the secretary of ohanezendigbo, and this particular Isi Guzoro has released a lot of write-up. Now, the question is, who is Isi Guzoro and who is the original secretary general of ohanezendigbo? Is there division among the ohanezendigbo? Let ohanezendigbo tell us. Maka na ndị be anyị sị na onye nne ya zili oshi na bụ onye na-ejikọ n'ụkwụ agbawa ụzọ. As it be, it don't shele, as the people of IYC say they will resist military attempts to attack Amama soldiers, says IYC. As it be now, what I'm thinking is that the issue of insecurity has become a lucrative business in the country called Nigeria. Kalabari youth under the aegis of the IYC Kalabari C. Bangi have made clear their decision to resist any move by the conventional security agencies, especially the military, to launch an attack on the Royal Force Security Limited, popularly known as Amama soldiers. IYC made this known through its chairman, Conrad Edward Asikitams, who advised the military to synergize with the Royal Force Security outfit in the interest of safeguarding lives and properties in the country. In a chat with our correspondent, Asikitams was quoted as saying that in other civilized countries such as Russia, America, and many others. Private security firms they are building synergy with conventional security to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order. We cannot overemphasize on the selfless contribution made by the Royal File Security Outfit, otherwise called Amama soldiers. Within this short time of their stay in Calabari and beyond, we can take cognizance of the Emohua and Calabari Road when there were incessant attacks on commuters by robbers and kidnappers. It affected the economy of our people. Not even the so-called politicians were able to travel to their community. The ordinary citizens who do not have security guards were equally affected. But from the day Chief Majid Dokubo Asari, the Edi Abale, one of Calabari Kingdom, took the decision of manning the Ehoa and Calabari Road, those pockets of insecurity we were experiencing stopped. Nigerian security outfits should be grateful to Alhaji Asari and not think of launching an attack on Amama soldiers. They should reward the Royal Fauch security outfit as a means of encouragement to boost the morale of Amama soldiers for work well done. Report of the military's plots to attack the Amama soldiers is an aberration, which will put the lives of the ordinary citizens in jeopardy, and we seriously frown at it and we condemn it in totality. For the safety of our people who cannot afford to provide security for themselves or get security aid for themselves should be considered before making any move to attack the Amama soldiers. Our economy must thrive, and if we must enjoy sustainable development, then there is a need for peaceful coexistence. If the military attack Amama soldiers, that means the rumor of an attempt of ethical cleansing against prominent Ijaw leaders is not built on false ground. It does mean there is truth to that rumor making the rounds. This one they come from the Calabari, where the soldiers have given warning on the security outfit that was launched by Asari Dokubo, the Edi Abale of Calabari, as it is. But these people have said whatever the NIG army is doing, they say make they stay clear from them. Say work where they do, now they work for their community. Say make their community better. Say many things wey be say e don dey happen for that community. Say they themselves don dey see am, and they want make their community better, make their community dey okay, so that they say before now, when that security outfit was not yet inaugurated, that there has been a lot of atrocities by armed men that even politicians were not able to go home. But as it is now, that things have changed. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain, and I think also the soldiers should do a consideration before stepping in. Thank you for listening. God bless you.